No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. You're not alone in this. That feeling of drifting, constant scrolling, the endless search for something. You're not sure what. You wake up already tired. Days blur together. People talk, but you rarely feel heard. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're just lost. And strangely, Seneca saw this coming 2,000 years ago. In the modern world, we confuse movement with meaning. Our calendars are full, our notifications non-stop, and yet a creeping emptiness lingers beneath it all. We run faster and faster, but no matter how far we go, we remain unsatisfied. Seneca warned us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. He wasn't talking about TikTok or deadlines. He was talking about how we fill our time with the urgent and forget the important. We think more activity equals more direction, but activity without intention is just noise. The result? We confuse achievement with fulfillment. And slowly, we lose ourselves in the chase. Seneca understood that most people don't live, they merely exist. They drift from one day to the next without ever stopping to ask, what truly matters to me? Modern life amplifies this. We've traded reflection for distraction, depth for convenience, silence for stimulation, and we wonder why we feel so unanchored. To feel lost is not a failure. It is a signal. A quiet plea from within, asking you to stop running and start remembering. Because you cannot know where you are going if you never chose where to go. Seneca believed that our suffering rarely comes from the world, but from our response to it. What makes us feel lost isn't just the chaos outside, but the storm inside. We are haunted by questions we never ask aloud. Am I enough? Did I choose this path, or did I just follow it? This internal disorientation stems from the stories we tell ourselves, stories shaped by comparison, fear, and unmet expectations. We look outward, to jobs, relationships, achievements, hoping they'll give us back a sense of identity. Seneca said, "A man who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." In other words, we carry imagined burdens, future failures, echoes of the past, and all the while, the present moment, the only place where peace can exist, slips by unnoticed. To begin healing that lostness, Seneca offers a brutal kind of honesty. Stop lying to yourself. Begin where you are, not where you wish you were. If feeling lost is a fog, then stillness is the lighthouse. Seneca was obsessed with inner tranquility, not as a luxury, but as a survival skill. He lived during a time of political betrayal, executions, and exile. Yet he wrote, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." This was not a metaphor, it was a prescription. You need an inner compass. And that compass can only be found in silence. Today, silence is rare. But stillness doesn't require silence. It requires attention. To sit with your own thoughts, without flinching. To observe what rises. To be honest about your desires, your fears, and your contradictions. Only when the waters of the mind settle can you see clearly. Only then do you realize you were never truly lost. You were just drowning in noise. Stillness is not passive. It is active listening to your own life. Seneca didn't believe in fate as a rigid script. He believed in choice. Radical, deliberate, painful choice. He challenged people to live intentionally, to examine every decision and ask, is this truly mine? Or is this what the world expects from me? Most people follow the current: school, job, marriage, retirement. But no Stoic ever became free by drifting. Freedom, Seneca insisted, is not doing whatever you want. It's wanting what you do. To find your way, you must choose your way. And that begins by saying no. No to paths that betray your nature. No to obligations that drain your soul. No to identities that no longer fit. The moment you start choosing deliberately, you stop feeling lost. Because you are finally walking your own road. Feeling lost often comes from living anywhere but here. We ruminate on the past or project into the future. But the only place where clarity can grow is now. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality. We imagine failure. We relive regret, create versions of life that never happened, and suffer from their weight. This moment right now is not perfect, but it is real, and that makes it powerful. Grounding yourself in the present doesn't mean giving up. It means returning to breath, to body, to the quiet truths that were always waiting beneath the noise. Even if the path ahead is unclear, you can still take the next step, fully awake, fully alive, because the present moment is not your enemy. It's your home. Seneca didn't want people to become better. He wanted them to become themselves. He believed that virtue, living in alignment with your true nature, was the ultimate freedom. When you feel lost, it's often because you're living out someone else's script. You're wearing masks, fulfilling roles, chasing approval that was never yours to begin with. The Stoics teach us to strip all that away. Not to become perfect, but to become whole. Seneca knew this. Clarity doesn't come from addition, but from subtraction. You don't need to be more. You need to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. This is the way home. Not forward, not backward, but inward. In a world that worships speed, slowing down feels like failure. We fear that if we stop moving, we'll fall behind. Or worse, we'll have to face ourselves. Seneca saw this long ago. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. In our case, it's not just craving things, but craving pace, constant progress, perpetual motion. But what if slowness isn't weakness, but wisdom? What if the stillest people are the ones moving with the most clarity? We are terrified of silence because it reveals truth, and truth is often uncomfortable. Yet this is where Stoicism becomes radical. It asks you to sit in that discomfort, to trust that what is painful to face is often what will finally guide you. When you slow down, you start to notice most of what you chased wasn't even yours to begin with. Feeling lost is not a call to speed up. It's an invitation to pause, to breathe, and to begin again, this time intentionally. So if you feel lost, good. It means you're finally waking up. You're not broken. You're just done pretending. Let the noise fall away. Let the roles dissolve. Ask yourself quietly and bravely, who am I, without the world's applause? Seneca can't answer that for you. No one can. But maybe, just maybe, you already know. And maybe this time, you won't run from it.